Hello class, so we're going to continue with the negative exponents. For problem 29, I already did it, but just go through the steps with you. Because I have a negative exponent towards this whole set of parentheses, I can take this whole thing and move it down. And then I can go ahead and distribute my exponent of 2 to everything, and then I simplify it to 64. So 8 squared is 64, and then 5 to the second power is 10. 5 times 2 is 10. Here's another example. So I have this whole thing set to a negative exponent. I do have the option of distributing the negative and then dealing with it, but it's just a lot easier if I go ahead and just switch everything to the denominator. I'm allowed to do that because of the parentheses. So I'm going to do 6. I'm just going to keep the parentheses. X to the 5th, and then y to the negative 4, and then the negative 2 exponent turns to positive. And then from here I can go ahead and simplify this. I can do 1 over, so 6 squared is 36, x to the 5th squared is x to the 10th power, and multiply them. And then you have y to the negative 8. And my goal is not to have any negatives, so I'm going to go ahead and move only y to the negative 8 into the numerator. So I'm going to write it down here. So that's 1 over 36 x to the 10th power, and then the y goes at the top. Actually, I didn't need the 1, so I'm just going to make that y to the positive 8. That right there is my answer. Okay. All right. Well, over here, I don't see any negatives. So I'm going to remember my quotient rule, which tells me that I have to subtract the numerator exponent by the denominator exponent. So 9 minus 5 is negative 3, and there is my negative. So I can now go ahead and move that down. Okay, that's how that works. All right, this problem has a bunch of negatives, so let's see what I can do here. I can just kind of switch things around and take out all the negatives and then go from there, or I could subtract the exponents. I think I'll go ahead and do both ways here. So here's the first way. I'm gonna do just make all my negatives positive by switching them around. So the c to the second goes in the denominator, d to the first goes in the denominator, d to the negative first goes in the denominator. I don't have to write the positive one, right? C to the 7 stays in the denominator because it has a positive exponent, and then d to the negative 2 goes in the numerator. So I just kind of, if you see, I switched this down here. I switched this one also to the denominator, and then I moved this one to the numerator. I think the arrows probably made it a little confusing. Sorry about that, but that's what that is. Well, now I can go ahead and finish this by saying d squared in the numerator over 7 plus 2 plus 7 is c to the 9th, and then I have d to the first power. I can further simplify this by, dealing with d squared and d to the first power. So 2 minus 1 is just d to the first power, and then I have c to the 9th power in the denominator. That was a little bit more complicated than I expected it, but that's what that is. Another way you can do this problem is we can go ahead and combine the like variables first. So I can do c to negative 2 minus 7, and then times d to negative 1 minus negative 2. So negative 1 minus negative 2. Okay, let's see what I have here. So I have here c, that's negative 9, and then d -1 minus -2, that will be +1. Let's check. -1 minus -2, +1. So that's the answer right there. Well, that's not the answer. The negative needs to be moved down. So that's 1 over c to the 9th power, and then actually this d stays at the top. So there you go. Those are the two ways we can do this problem. I think I like the second way better. And I think that's what I'm going to do for this video, this problem. So, first of all, the coefficient, 15 over 18. That's going to be 3 over 6, or maybe, well, actually 5 over 6. Let's see. I'm just going to put it in Desmos. So 15 over 18. Press the fraction button. Desmos reduces it for you. And I think I was wrong all over. But anyway, that's the answer, 5 over 6. Now let's go ahead and combine the A. Now A, actually, oops, I can go ahead and cancel them out because it's the same power. So just cancel them out, because this will be 2 minus 2, which is 0, and then a to the 0th power is 1. You don't have to write that. And then you have B to 5 minus 3, and then C to 8 minus 9. Okay, now let's see. So you have 5 minus 6, B 5 over 6, B 5 minus 3 is 2, and then C 8 minus 9 is -1, and then we can go ahead and put the -1 in the denominator. That's that. Alright, one last problem for this. For this one, we have the option of moving everything down like we did here because of the parentheses. I think I'll go ahead and show you both the ways. Okay, so here's the first way to move everything down. This is a negative exponent. This is also a negative exponent. So I'm going to go ahead and move everything in the denominator and then deal with it. And then that becomes a 2, +2. And then over here, +3. Actually, there's no point in doing, well, yeah, there's no point in doing the other way because it's going to make it more complicated. I'll just stick with this one. Well, let's see. This equals to, sorry about that line, 1 over, go ahead and distribute the exponents. So 2 times 2 is 4, y to the 3 times 2 is 6, times x to the 5 times 3 is 15, and then y to the 4 times 3 is 12. And then, I don't know why I write so big. We still need to finish this because we need to put the x's together so that they don't run into each other. Let me change the color of my pen so you can see it. So this is going to be 1 over x to the 4th times x to the 15th. Remember that you have to add the exponents. So 4 plus 15, which is 19. You might be tempted to multiply, but you only multiply if it's a parentheses. And then here you have y, 6 plus 12, which is 18. So there you go. That's my answer. I'll start the next few problems in a new video.